Oh, baby, it's cold outside, but I got some hot facts for you. Welcome to another episode of the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast for Saturday, December 10th, 2016. As always, I'm your host, Andrew Rhodes, flying solo as usual, because nobody ever wants to co-host this with me, but that's fine. I like being solo. It's happened more times than you can imagine, and being by yourself sometimes is a good thing. But welcome to those of you out there who are tuning in via YouTube. Thank you. I am now on YouTube. I'm trying to branch out into some other sites as well, but right now I'm on YouTube. That's where I'm going to stay. I don't care what their algorithms are doing, what their products are screwing around with. I will always be on YouTube because I don't give a rat's ass about any of that crap. So, what do I have in store for you all this week? Well, I'm going to be discussing some YouTube topics. Yeah, go figure. I'm going to be talking a little bit about the Game Awards. Massive fail for a lot of reasons. I'm going to be talking about Dragon Ball Super's English dub's release date, which has finally been set in stone, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my god, it's true. I'm going to be talking about Dragon Ball Z Kai, because there's actually an interesting topic for that, and I'm amazed as all hell about that. I'm going to be talking about Power Rangers Ninja Steel, which is going to be what Saban's limping to the barn with at this point. I'm talking about the Nintendo Switch again, as it was ironically demoed at all places, The Tonight Show. Go figure on that one. I got some interesting, I guess we could say, topics. And Excel World versus Sword Art Online video game to have a March release. That's making my mouth water. I'm going to be talking a little bit about Pokemon Go, and maybe I might have some Q&A this week. You never know. Might have been some questions that were asked during the week. But as always, you know the drill. If you like trading cards, anime, DVDs, action figures, toys, what have you, you can check out my eBay page, all lowercase a, RHOADS, -2012. I have a little bit of everything, and with the holiday season coming up fast, fact to be, we are exactly 15 days away from Christmas, and counting, folks. We are less than 2 weeks. Because by the time this comes up, it'll be 2 weeks away from Christmas, so wow. With postal delays and everything else, if you'd like something from online shoppers, you should probably put your order in early, because you're liable to have problems. So I haven't had any problems buying anything on eBay yet. Everything's been arriving within 1 to 2 days, and in fact, I recently got something that I ordered last month from Hong Kong, or at least overseas. I'm pretty sure it was Hong Kong. But anyway, if you're in the market for trading cards, DVDs, action figures, what have you, oddities, collectibles, check out my eBay page. That's all lowercase a, RHOADS -2012. And yeah. So, I'd like to give a shout out this week. Something cool happened. Besides working 4 nights at third shift again, I was completely exhausted yesterday and fell asleep. In fact, I fell asleep today too for a little bit. Go figure on that one. I like to give a shout out to my coworkers, because I was asking a couple of them, that, or at least the one that I knew might get a kick out of my podcast. And unbeknownst to me, now this was Monday I asked him. This has been Monday night into Tuesday morning. So Wednesday night and Thursday morning, he brings a little speaker with him, and he plays some of my podcasts, including the opening with Professor Clump from episode 5. And I thought this was kind of cool. He played a couple of them, so that kind of made my day. But nonetheless, made me happy. So I'd like to give a shout out to my coworkers that were listening to the podcast, because there were 2 that really weren't listening. The one was in his own world, and the other one was kind of in her own world, because she had little earbuds in. I don't know what she was listening to, but I want to give a shout out to Thaddeus, Tad as we call him, Caroline, and Tyler. You guys are great coworkers. I have a lot of fun working with you. In fact, unfortunately, we're losing Caroline next week. Should be this coming week by the time this podcast goes up. This coming week will be her last week. It's going to suck. She's actually been one of the best supervisors I think I've ever had, and this is actually one of the first jobs I've actually ever had, unless you count that one night temp nightmare. I don't want to get into that. I still have nightmares. But anyway, it's going to be sad when you go, but we're looking forward to, we're looking forward to having one last week of fun, one last week of doing work because the holidays are coming. So, yep, I just wanted to give a shout out to Caroline, Tyler, and Tad. It's great working with you guys. Please, the other two, please don't leave me. It's going to be so sad already when we're losing Caroline, and I feel like the lonely kid on the playground because everybody's saying, well, we're going to be leaving then. And it's like, well, why can't you guys? I know that there's a reason why people want to go. Caroline's leaving for greener pastures. I don't know why everybody else wants to leave. Well, okay, I know why the one's leaving. I'm not really too upset about that. But it's like, please don't leave me. I'm not going to have anybody there that I'm going to know, and I'm going to feel lonely again. And it takes a while for me to warm up to people. So, yeah, there's that. But, I can't hold them there and say, no, I don't want you to go and, hold them because that's not right. You can't do that. So, yeah, but it's fun working with you, and I'm going to look forward to working with Caroline for one more week. Then she leaves. And it's going to be sad then for a while, but we will function. We will move on. So, that's that. So, let's get into this week's topics. Let's start this off right. First off, for those of you that listen to the CU podcast, we got an update on Ian's health, and it's neither good nor bad. During this week's episode of the CU podcast, which, by the way, is up on Podbean, I'll give Pat Country some free publicity. You can pull it up on Podbean. I think they do it on iTunes, and I know you can pull up the clips on YouTube, because that's how I started watching it. Then I found out that I can download the whole podcast if I go to this site, thepunkeffect.com, or Podbean, and you can download the whole CU podcast episode, and I'm like, oh, this is a lot more fun. But this week, he called Ian up during the podcast to kind of get an update on how his health's doing, how he's doing, to prove that he didn't murder him, for the fans out there on YouTube. Can't believe people have sick minds and instantly go to murder. But nonetheless, I gotta stop saying that, I guess. But anyway, I gotta learn to stop saying that word. To stop saying that phrase. But anyway, Pat contacted him, called him up during the podcast. Ian's doing well. They're not sure yet what exactly is wrong with him. For those that haven't been following, he's had massive stomach problems. He's been in massive amounts of pain. He's hurt all over. He's on medication. From what he said, it kind of makes him a little loopy. But he's doing somewhat better. They think it might be Crohn's disease. They're not sure. They did do an ultrasound. Showed nothing. They did a couple other tests. All came back nothing. He's getting a little nervous. I can imagine why. And it sucks to be sick around the holidays, and I keep sending my positive vibes because you can follow him on Twitter at PixelSickle. Send him your positive vibes. Let him know that let him know that we're all thinking about him. So yeah, hoping that you come back at least for the pre-Christmas one. Pat's even hoping he comes back. I'm kind of hoping he comes back for that because I think it would be kind of neat for him and Pat to open up gifts together. Even if it's just for that one little bit, for him to just come back, open up gifts. That'd be cool. Show that he's still alive and go, hey, I'm still here. This is all the further I can go, though, for this. So that'd be pretty neat. But anyway, yeah. So Ian's neither good nor bad. It's still kind of neutral, though. I think it's kind of leaning more towards the bad now. So I'm hoping he gets better. I really am. because I don't think Pat could do this alone. And if he gets Frank on the podcast and they start talking about plants or the weird stuff that he was talking about this week, I think I'm going to stop listening to the podcast. Mostly because you're going to alienate the gamers that are out there listening to you. But I think Pat can handle his own for a few podcasts, but I think it'd be nice. Hopefully Ian can get better soon. Hopefully Ian does get better soon. Doesn't end up having to leave for good. In which case, Pat, I'm available to take over. Don't know how we'd make it work. We're on two different sides of the country, but we'll figure something out. I don't know. I'm available. Hint, hint. You'll never find this out, though, anyway, because nobody ever watches my... nobody ever listens to my podcast, and the very few that you do. Hi, Mom. Hi, coworkers. Yeah. But, nevertheless, we keep trudging forward as we're going to do now. So... the Game Awards happened. Yeah. You know what I miss? The VGAs, which were Spike's Video Game Awards. I always had a ball watching those. They used to be on like a Saturday night, then they moved them to a Friday night, then they moved them online, then they got rid of them. Now I think they're the Game Awards. I think that's what this was now. Because now it encompasses not only video games, but it encompasses board games and other stuff like that. To me, it smells like a big waste of money, but yeah, what the hell. You know, to each your own, right? Apparently, the game publishers are the ones that take care of the financing for this. So, like, if you want to have the Game Awards, the publishers are the ones that openly piss the money out for this. But this year, a couple controversies happened. I'm not going to get into all of them, but I'm going to highlight the two biggest ones. There was a category, Best Fan Games, I believe is what it was called. And there were two Nintendo fan games that Nintendo themselves already had taken down with cease and desist orders that got nominated. Yep, that's right. There were two awards that the two games that Nintendo yanked down. I think one of them was Pokemon Uranium, and I forget what the second one was, but they were knocked down with cease and desist orders. God, those are fun. But anyway, that happened. So that was kind of an embarrassing moment, and there was a big controversy with that. But I think one of the biggest nutballs, or biggest blow to the nuts, I should say, from this year's was Matt Pat, and I forget the other person's name off the top of my head, presenting an award. And first off, the category for it was loaded to begin with. There was a loaded category for him. Because nothing in the category was happy or exciting. They were all somber games. I don't remember what the category was off the top of my head either. And yes, I know I usually have this stuff written down, but this one I only just heard about yesterday. Didn't really get a chance to, find it all, because a lot of the Game Awards stuff's yanked down off of YouTube already. Why, I don't know. At least I couldn't find it. But anyway, Matt Pat, from what I heard, Matt Pat and the other person, I know it was another YouTube celebrity, it was a she, they came out, and they're smiling, grinning ear to ear like two 5-year-old school children that just found a dead frog on the playground. And I mean, they're grinning like you wouldn't believe. Like I said, I don't remember the category, but you had Matt Pat giving this speech and then announces the winner. And the winner was Your Dragon Cancer, I believe. It's basically a game that was created by the father of a 4-year-old boy that died of cancer. And Matt Pat is just standing there, smiling like an idiot. They were cracking jokes. They were acting stupid. And he's standing there like an idiot, not getting the picture that this guy is about to talk about his dead son. At least, though, reality did finally set into him, because at one point you could see apparently his smile dissipating from what I've heard. All of a sudden it came to the realization of, oh shit, what did I just do? Oh shit, I'm standing here like an idiot, grinning like a goddamn moron, and he's talking about it. He's talking about his deceased kid. Oh shit, this isn't good. And then it finally hit the other ones like, oh crap, oh crap. So I can't fault MatPat for this, nor can I fault the other presenter, because I don't think they knew which award they were presenting or how somber it was going to be. So you really can't fault them for that. There really was no up or down that they could have known. And I mean, shit happens. But, I mean, MatPat did apologize then, from what I heard afterwards. He did apologize profusely, going, I'm very sorry for the way we were acting. We did not know which award we were giving out. We did not know what was going on. I apologize profusely. I just don't... I'm very, very sorry. So, there was that. But all in all, the Game Awards, I guess, went off without a hitch. I don't really know. I missed the VGAs. Those were a fun event. I used to have a whole bunch of... I would get, like, some snacks the day of it or the day before, and I would make a night of it. It was like, for me, that was like the Academy Awards. And I would actually watch them. I'd sit there, I'd munch on some cheese curls or some chips or get, like, a little thing of Skittles, and I would sit there and I would eat those, and I'd watch the VGAs. So I made like a night of it, but can't do that anymore. It kind of sucks. So it's the Game Awards, I guess, now, but yeah. So there was all that happening with that this week, so that did not have gone any worse if you would have planned it. But, yeah, so moving on from that, Dragon Ball Super's English dub is making my news feed once again, and this time, because its release date for North America is set in stone. Yes, that's right. You heard me correct. It is set in stone now. Dragon Ball Super will begin airing January 7th, 2017. Now, you know what that means? It's basically going to be the first Saturday in January because we have a leap year. And it's actually going to be on a Saturday because it's going to be airing at 8 p.m. on Adult Swim. Now, Adult Swim tried this a long time ago with Dragon Ball Z Kai, right after they brought Toonami back and all that. They were screwing around with them. But it's also going to be re-airing again at 11:30, at least according to the article from Anime News Network. But here's what I found out so far. Yeah, we've already known, believe it or not, Dragon Ball Super is coming out. Toonami dropped the news on Wednesday. Thursday. I want to say Thursday. Why do I want to say Thursday? All right, well, it was posted up on Tuesday, so I probably saw it. Yeah, so I would have saw it then on Wednesday, so yeah. So they're announcing that. But along with that, we finally get the long-awaited Buu Saga from Dragon Ball Z Kai, nicknamed The Final Chapters. About goddamn time. And that's going to be premiering January 7th at midnight. First off, I just want to explain this. It has been so long. I mean, I remember watching Saturday morning cartoons when they were still on, when Vortex still did them, before they shut down, and they were the last one to do Saturday morning cartoons, by the way. Unless you go to like a retro channel or something. But they actually had Dragon Ball Z Kai. I went through the entire thing like maybe twice. That's how long, and I'm like, well, how come the Majin Buu Saga isn't up? I mean, okay, they defeated Cell. Where's the Buu Saga? No Buu Saga. Why isn't there a Buu Saga? There's no Buu Saga. Now, I remember years ago reading somewhere that they were having issues in Japan transferring the footage because it was so old. I can believe it. because it's basically all Dragon Ball Z Kai is. It's straight balls to the walls, no filler, very little crap in between, straight to the action, straight to the main plot of the story. So having Dragon Ball Z Kai, the final chapters, premiering along with the English dub of Dragon Ball Super, is pretty much going to make January 7th the night to be. And Toonami's going to be reining in, at least Adult Swim's going to be getting some, and Toonami's going to be wrecking in the hits, so that's going to be pretty cool. But does this mean that Toonami's going to be starting at 11:30 again? If they're going to be having it, the series is going to premiere not only at 8, but at 11:30 as well. We don't know. But here's the plot, though, for those of you wondering what the Majin Buu saga is, in case you've never seen Dragon Ball Z, which is kind of difficult to do. It's set 7 years after the defeat of Cell. Gohan and the Z Fighters have returned to their normal lives, with Chi-Chi pretty much forcing Gohan to do studying. Goku's second kid has basically been born and is running around annoying his older brother. Goku's continuing to train in another world. Krillin's gotten married to Android 18. And Gohan is basically trying to navigate the pitfalls of high school. But with the new World Martial Arts Tournament about to begin, it's time for Goku and the Z Fighters to reunite and face off against the greatest warriors on Earth. But they never actually get to fight them because the evil wizard Babidi has traveled across the galaxy on a quest for revenge, hoping to fulfill his father's thwarted dreams of universal domination. And the Supreme Kai is here to stop him from unleashing the unimaginable terror that is Majin Buu. So he enlists the help of the Z Fighters, and the Majin Buu saga is about the best out of all the Dragon Ball Z ones. I mean, sure, there are some good fights in some of the previous ones, like Goku versus Vegeta, Goku versus Frieza, that 4-hour-long history-making fight there, including this planet has 5 minutes before it blows up, and it lasts like 20-some episodes. So, yeah. But that's the plot of it. So that's pretty much what Dragon Ball Z Kai is going to be. But if you really want to watch the Buu saga, I recommend just watching the regular one. So, yeah. But, yeah, so that was the article that was up on the 6th. But there was a second one that came out then on the 7th that basically explained, the times that it was going to be on for January 7th at 8 and 11. And it basically was explaining that I like the line they have here. Dragon Ball fans everywhere just received the biggest gift of the holiday season. Yeah, no duh. I mean, it took Funimation the longest time to get their hands on the rights to this. Toei Animation Incorporated and Adult Swim finally managed to bring this to the airwaves. They're going to start all the way like episode 1, which is going to be a while. So, alright, that's fine. Season 1, which totals 26 episodes, is going to encompass Battle of Gods and Resurrection of F story arcs. New episodes of Dragon Ball Super will air each Saturday. Yeah, so that's going to be really entertaining. It's not too bad, actually. I'm looking forward to it. At least this will finally shut up all the people that have been bitching. Well, I don't want to watch it subbed. I want to wait until it's dubbed. Fine. January 7th. Now you finally got your wish. So now shut up about it. You could have just watched it subbed. There is nothing wrong with watching it subbed. But, screw it. But basically, if you saw Battle of Gods and Resurrection of F, you've already seen the first 2 arcs. Nothing really to tell you about. It's no real spoiler there. So, yeah. Here's the synopsis then for you out there for everyone involved. With Majin Buu defeated... Okay, that should be with Kid Buu defeated, technically, because Majin Buu's still the good guy now. We just call him Buu now. Goku's taken a completely new role as a radish farmer. With Earth at peace, our heroes have settled into normal lives, but they can't get too comfortable. Far away, the powerful god of destruction, Beerus, awakens to a prophecy revealing his demise at the hands of an even more formidable being. When his search for the Saiyan god brings him to Earth, can Goku and his friends take on their strongest foe yet? Yep. That's the entire premise of it. It's not a bad series either so far. I mean, we're up to like episode, I think, 70 now. I think that's the latest one that came out. I mean, right now we're in the filler arc for it, but still, it's not too bad. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I know that there's a scene in here where Vegeta, Trunks, and Bulma all go to an amusement park, and Vegeta is really not having it. So that's going to be one. There's going to be a lot more fun in this than there was in Battle of Gods and Resurrection of S. So it's not that you can't watch it if you've seen those. I still say watch it because they're going to have some stuff in that wasn't in. So there you go. But on top of that, DragonBallSuperOfficial.com is a website that has been launched, and it's serving as a hub for all things Dragon Ball. The site will feature exclusive content, videos, graphics, and character bios, as well as the latest news on the franchise for anybody out there that wants to know about it. So there you go. Check it out. January 7th, 8 p.m. and 11:30 on Adult Swim. And, there you go. Happy New Year. Alright, so Power Rangers Dino Supercharge ended a couple weeks ago. You remember me bitching about that because I saw the ending. I wasn't too pleased with it. I don't even have cable when I saw that. I saw it online and I really wasn't pleased with it. But what's Saban's next move that they're limping to the barn with? Why, Power Rangers Ninja Steel, of course. And it's previewed in the first trailer, which officially hit the airwaves, or at least the internet anyway. The Den of Geek news website began streaming the trailer on Friday for Power Rangers Ninja Steel. It's the 24th season of the Power Rangers franchise. Technically, this would only be the 23rd because they seem to keep counting that god-awful reboot of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers as the goddamn 18th season, or 17th season, I should say. Yeah, they keep counting that. It's either the 17th. That would be the 17th. Yeah, because then they count Samurai as the 18th, Super Samurai as the 19th, and then they count Megaforce as the 20th. And don't even get me started how wrong that is. But nonetheless, I do say that a lot. Yeah, so the synopsis for the show and how Bandai describes, and how Saban describes it, not Bandai. How Saban describes the show is as follows: Power Rangers Ninja Steel starts deep in space, where Galvanex is the reigning champion of the most popular intergalactic game show in the universe, in which monsters battle to prove who is the mightiest warrior. Galvanex is determined to become invincible by controlling the mythical ninja Nexus Prism. Oh, God. I'll come back to that in a moment. Which contains 6 supernatural ninja power stars. The only thing standing in his way is a new team of heroic teenage Power Rangers who possess it. The evil Galvanex sends his warrior contestants down to Earth to steal the ninja power stars, where each epic battle against the Power Rangers is broadcast throughout the universe. Together, the Rangers must master their arsenal of ninja power stars, Zords, and Megazords, each made of legendary ninja steel, in order to stop this evil threat and save Earth from destruction. So let me go back to my moment there. I know what this is based off of. This comes from Shuriken Sentai Ninja, and they're calling the finishing Shuriken the mythical Ninja Nexus Prism. I don't know why you would call a star a prism, for starters. But you know what? This is basically, they're just, and I'm being honest here, they're just basically running, they're basically just limping to the barn with this. That's all it is to it. They are limping to the barn with this. That's fine. They're limping to the barn. In Japan, this was the 39th Super Sentai. It followed Tokuger, which was followed, which was the successor to Koruger, which was the basis for Dino Charge. Tokuger and Go Busters are the only two current Super Sentai series that have not been adapted into the Power Rangers franchise. The only one before them was Die Ranger, and basically Die Ranger, it sort of was because they used it for Lord Zed's sort of stuff, the orbs, the monsters, but the suits weren't, so it's not considered part of the Power Rangers franchise. Technicality, but yeah. But neither Resha Sentai Tokuger nor Tokumi Sentai Go Busters have been adapted by Saban. It's kind of bad. Yeah, so this is what they had down about that. The train-themed Resha Sentai Tokuger series aired from February 2014 to February 2015, but Saban Brands has not announced plans to adapt that series, and I doubt they ever will. It did gangbusters over in Japan, but it's based on trains, and they don't think it's going to translate well here in the U.S. I don't see why. If you're already taking... that's the word I'm looking for here. If you're already taking steps to make this stuff more fictional to pander your audience, why not just take those same steps and go in a universe far away? Because you've already explained that there are other Rangers throughout the universe. Hell, you did that with Super Mega Force when you had the Die Ranger suits show up. So what's not to say you couldn't have Tokuger come up and go on a distant planet far off into the future, or on another side of the galaxy where trains rule, and they're the only transport, and they're the main source of transportation or something like that. You know, call it Power Rangers Rail Force. You know, that would work. But no, they're probably not going to do that. As far as Go Busters is concerned, that did so piss poor over in Japan, it wasn't funny. If you actually want to get anything from that series toy-wise, I know there are people on eBay that are selling those things at rock-bottom prices just to get rid of them. I've seen them. I don't know the sellers personally, but I can tell you that they're selling them at like rock-bottom prices, because if you look up any of their Super Sentai stuff, a lot of the other stuff, like from Go Kaiser or Koruger, they're selling for a lot higher than Go Busters crap. Go Busters crap is just selling so cheaply it isn't funny. So there's really no plans that they will adapt that here in the U.S., which is fine. It wasn't really that great of a series anyway. But Tokuger was a good series, so it kind of sucks that they don't want to bring that one to the U.S. No, we're just going to skip that one, and we're going to go to, Nin Ninja and make that Ninja Steel. So we're in Zoojer now. So we're in Zoojer now for Sentai series, definitely. We're in the 40th. So they're pretty much going to have that be the main... I guess they're probably going to skip that one. They're just going to go with whichever one's coming to the bar next. Which, oh yeah, I looked that up this morning. It's a Ku Ranger, or Q Ranger. Kyuranger. That's the one that's coming next after Zoojer ends. Because we're almost in the 40th episode now. Or I think we are at the 40th episode. I don't know. So, yeah. They got a cast list, too, for it as well. Will Shuflet is going to be the Red Ranger. Christina Lopes is the Pink Ranger. Zoe Robbins is the White Ranger. Peter Sudaro is the Blue Ranger. Nico Greetham is the Yellow Ranger, who is replacing Chance Simpson. Don't know why. Don't even know who that is. And a little tidbit here. Peter Sudaro is the brother of Yoshi Sudaro, who was the Blue Ranger in Dino Charge and Dino Supercharge. Go figure on that one. So, yeah, it's going to premiere, the new series will premiere in January, which it usually does. I don't know. Not really looking forward to it. But then again, maybe it'll be good. Maybe it won't. Who knows? Alright. You know, when it comes to anime, I love two things. It's either got to have a damn good story, or it's got to have a hot female lead with a rack that can be used as a flotation device. Hey, I'm a guy, okay? I have needs, and, I'm a guy. Let's just go with that. But, anyway, there's a new video game coming out, Excel World versus Sword Art Online. Two of my favorite anime series, actually. And it's called Millennium Twilight. It's supposed to be getting a March 16th release. And the video that they had up, it's going to be more playable characters that were revealed for the RPG crossover game for the PS4 and the PS Vita. Bandai Namco Entertainment unveiled the new trailer for this game on Wednesday during the live stream event on Dengeki's online YouTube channel. The video reveals the role-playing game's March 16th release date. The live stream event also revealed some of the game's playable characters, including Sword Art Online characters Kirito, Asuna, Lisbeth, and Cilia. Which, it would suck if you're going to have a Sword Art Online game and not have Kirito or Asuna. That's idiotic. And Excel World characters, Black Lotus. I'm not even going to try to pronounce her name. Her real name. It's Kuroki Hime. Yeah. Black Lotus, Silver Crow, Scarlet Rain, and Lime Bell. It kind of sucks you're not having the blue guy on that one. That kind of sucks. Voice actors from the anime adaptations of the novels are reprising their roles for the above characters. For me, if I would actually get this, first off, I don't have a PS4, nor do I have a PS Vita, but if I had one of those and I'd be getting this, I would like the option to at least change it to Japanese. Now Excel World's English dub, I don't have a problem with. It's Sword Art Online's English dub I have the problem with. But I wouldn't mind being able to change up the voices, or at least change up the audio for that. That'd be kind of cool. Yeah. Video showed the above games feature the tagline "Cross through time, and the worlds of acceleration and imagination will clash." Looking kind of sweet. The game's official website previously streamed the announcement trailer for the game in October. Go figure. Both Excel World and Sword Art Online are light novel series written by Riki Kawahara. While Sword Art Online begins in 2022, Excel World takes place in 2046. It's really cool, too. Both light novels inspired various anime projects, manga adaptations, and spin-offs, and video games. So it's just really nice to see that these two series aren't dead. I liked Excel World, and I don't see why people hate Sword Art Online. You know what? Fine, let them hate it. To each their own as far as I'm concerned. I like it, that's all that counts. So, check that out March 16th. Unless it gets pushed back. I don't know, you never know. That happens with video games. Might happen. Okay. Everybody remembers Pokemon Go, right? Good. Pokemon Go is getting ready to reveal details on the new Pokemon update that's coming out on December 12th. Now, for those of you that don't know what this means, I've actually been following this since I kind of am nice for my one friend while she's at work, and when I'm down doing the laundry with my mom, I kind of walk the streets around the town where the laundromat is we go to, and I catch Pokemon for her while she's at work. Usually only do it like once or twice a week. So nonetheless, I really do got to stop saying that. The game's getting a major update on December 12th. That update is going to be new Pokemon, and it's basically going to be Gen 2. At least that's what the rumors are online. They are pretty much revealing it is going to be Gen 2. Now, whether or not it's going to happen, we don't know, but it's liable to happen. Now, is this going to screw up the game? Well, possibly. Pokemon Go initially offered 145 different Pokemon, all of the original Kanto region Pokemon, except for Ditto, which only became available in November, Articuno, Zapdos, Moltres, Mew, and Mewtwo. Technically, Mew was not part of the original 150 Pokemon. He was 151. So if you count Articuno, Zapdos, Moltres, Mewtwo, and Ditto before November, then it was the 5. They released Ditto, then all of a sudden people are going, oh, okay, well then they're going to have Mew then too. They keep throwing Mew into this, and Mew is the 151, 151st Pokemon. It's simple to know. The staff also announced on Wednesday that Sprint will be the game's first partner in the United States, similar to the way McDonald's is the game's partner in Japan. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. Smartphones partnering up with them here in the U.S. Yeah, so they're going to reveal details of the first edition of new Pokemon to the game on Monday the 12th. That's supposed to be the day, too, that the update's supposed to go out. But whether or not that happens, who the hell knows. More than 10,500 U.S. Sprint locations, including Sprint, Boost Mobile, and Sprint at Radio Shack stores, will become Pokestops and gyms. That's just a way to garner some extra business, though for Radio Shack, I think it's long too late. The game just got a major update on Tuesday. But they're supposed to be getting this. Now, like I said, it's supposed to be set for Monday. Now, they're just saying it's going to reveal details on Monday. But then I read another article that said that they were going to be doing the update on Monday. So I don't really know. But they just had an update this past Tuesday. And this is basically what the update is. So bear with me here. The update that happened this past Tuesday, or at least I guess this could be this coming Tuesday, I guess. Yeah, the game is going to receive an update on Tuesday. Okay. So it could end up hitting Monday. You never know. So here are the updates that are going to happen. Trainer will be able to transfer multiple Pokemon at a time to Professor Willow. To use this function, you press and hold a Pokemon. Pokemon type icons have been added to the Gym Battle approach and Gym Battle screen. The total candy count for your buddy Pokemon has been added to the buddy information screen. Total kilometers a buddy has walked has been added to the information screen of each Pokemon that has ever been your buddy. And they've fixed some minor text flaws. Pokemon Go iOS, Android app launched in select countries, including the United States, on July 6th and all that stuff. Their Pokemon Go Plus accessory shipped out on September 16th, way after when it was supposed to. The game's now launched in more than 100 countries and territories. So nonetheless, and I really do say that, son of a bitch, I do say that too much. So anyway, there, I'll try that. The game's supposed to be getting a major update Tuesday, though I think it's going to be happening Monday. This could also be their way of sneaking in the new Pokemon, because they are planning to come out with Gen 2 before the end of the year. Which is ironic because you still don't have all 150 Pokemon of the original Kanto region out. Because you don't have the three legendary birds, nor do you have Mewtwo. So tell me how that's... You're jumping right into the next generation. You don't even have all this generation done. You know what, Niantic? Go ahead. Now, I'm not stopping you. I don't play the game for my own benefit. I play the game for a friend of mine. So screw it. You guys want to do it? Be my guest. Alright, so for anybody that tuned into the Tonight Show this week, you got an interesting treat. On the 8th, this is when this article was posted on Anime News Network, Reggie Phyllis Amani, and I know I mispronounced that, and Jimmy Fallon were basically checking out the Nintendo Switch. They hosted Nintendo. That Reggie guy is the Nintendo of America president, and he came on to the Tonight Show to demonstrate the upcoming iOS game Super Mario Run. However, he decided to have two little surprises with him. One, he dragged Mario and Zelda co-creator Shigeru Miyamoto with him. kind of hilarious, who was watching from the audience and working a demo unit of, and he also dragged along a working demo unit of the Nintendo hybrid system, the Switch, before its March launch. Now, this is ironic because they stressed that we were not going to be giving out any information on this until for the rest of the year. Wow, last time I checked, 2016 hasn't ended yet, so that's kind of cool. Reggie first demonstrated Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild game on Nintendo Switch with Tonight Show's large screen display. He then pulled out the main Switch unit from the stock, and had about 5 seconds later, Fallon was playing the Switch on the portable handheld system. Miyamoto, while he was there, also joined the Tonight Show's house band, The Roots, and they were playing the Super Mario Brothers theme song on a guitar, which was kind of cool in the video. I'm not going to get into what the Switch does. You've already heard me bitch about it, because I had nothing good to say about it. But here's something interesting with this, and I really get a kick out of this part. The Switch is not designed to be the successor to the earlier systems. However, Nintendo did not confirm nor deny the Switch's ability to play earlier systems games via digital download or emulation. So that kind of leaves a wide open door there. But that's not the only exciting part that came out of this article. They also have down about how Nintendo is planning to announce the system's launch date, list of launch window titles, price, and other specifics during a live stream presentation in Tokyo. But a Toys R Us in Canada, okay, posted but then later removed the page for the Nintendo Switch. Sorry about that. For the Nintendo Switch, with a listed price of $329.99 Canadian dollars, which is about $243.30 American. So, we're looking at a game system here that's going to cost a little less than the goddamn Wii did. Because I remember when the Wii came out, that was like $250 for the Wii. So we're going to have a game that's going to cost a little less than the Wii? Come on. That's hilarious here. Wow, you mean to tell me that we're coming out with a new game system years later that doesn't suck apparently, according to everything Nintendo's saying, like their Wii U sucked. The Switch isn't going to suck. And oh yeah, it's going to be cheaper than the Wii was when it first came out. Yeah, I don't buy that as far as I can throw it. But hey, maybe it'll work out. Maybe it'll be good. Maybe it won't be. Who knows? Yep. But, you never know. Stuff might happen. Stuff may not happen. Who knows? Who really knows anymore with Nintendo? I mean, yanking down fan games, putting all their eggs into the Switch, ditching the 3DS, which has been their moneymaker for a while after the Wii U bombed out. What the hell? All right. Moving on from Nintendo, as they give me a headache now. YouTube is seeing a lot of controversy lately. You have MatPat now defending PewDiePie. I bitched about this last week. I'm not going to go into what he's threatening to do. Here's the synopsis for you. He hits 50 million views. He's threatening to leave YouTube. I say good riddance and goodbye. I'm not even joking on that. But anyway, MatPat was bitching about this in the latest game theory video, or basically, as he called it, a YouTube theory about data. Whatever. And he's basically defending PewDiePie by going, oh yeah, well, it's the data, blah, blah, blah. But that's not what I'm here to bitch about today. No, today I'm actually going to be complaining about how people keep saying YouTube is changing. And it kind of is, but not in the way that these people keep bitching about. It's changing in the way that the creators are getting sick and tired of doing their own stuff anymore. Now, you have people that review products like Bolt Matrix, who's under the weather right now, and I hope he gets better too. But, it's that time of year. He's doing what he's always done. He reviews the items, tells us what he likes and what he doesn't like about it. What I'm gearing at is the goddamn Let's Players. These are the ones that piss me off because they go and complain. They're the ones that play the games, and then when their views start tanking, it's like, well, I'm going to stop playing this game. The one in particular this week that I'm calling out is Pungence. You know who you are, Pungence. So stand up and take this like a man. Pungence, for the longest time, was playing Marvel Contest of Champions. Fact to be, that's what got me hooked on his channel in the first place. Then he started playing Dragon Ball Xenoverse, and I was watching those videos. Didn't watch from the start, though. I came in like a good chunk of the way through the series, and I had to backtrack and catch up. But I watched those, pretty much all the 200 episodes that he had of Xenoverse. Then he was playing, well, he plays like Rocket League. I don't watch that. He plays a few other weird games. I don't watch those. And anyway, this week during Marvel Contest of Champions, and this is the 77th episode of that, by the way, he made the announcement. He goes, well, I want to discuss the future of Marvel Contest of Champions with you guys. As you could see from the start of this video, when I was doing the crystal opening, there aren't a lot of crystals. We're doing this video now every other week, and there just isn't enough crystals in this. So I think I'm not going to play this anymore. Unless there's like a really good character or something, I'm not going to play it anymore. This is going to be the last video, as I'm not going to play it anymore. And I'm thinking to myself now, at first, Contest of Champions was like 2 episodes a week. Then it went to 1 episode a week. Now it's fine. Because I can check the date stamps and everything, and that was fine. Then it went back to 2 episodes a week where he did 1 episode was a crystal opening and 1 episode was a quest video. Then it went back to 1 episode a week, and then it went to 1 episode every other week, which is what we're at now. Now he's just done with it. And this isn't the first game he's done this to either. Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle, he stopped doing after a while. Now, I agree with him on Dokkan Battle because you don't get a lot of Dragon Stones, and I could see that from what he was doing. And plus, all he ever did with that was the opening of the character banners anyway. We didn't really see much in the way of battles or training, except for like 1 or 2 weeks, and then that was it. Or like a special event banner. Otherwise, the rest of it he just did off camera. But Contest of Champions still has a bit of a following yet. I know that for a fact because they keep putting newer characters out there. They keep adding more and more quests. I mean, if you don't want to play the games anymore, Pungence, that's fine. Just come right out and tell the fans, hey, I'm tired of playing this. I'm not going to play it anymore because there's something else I want to play. And we'll understand that. I mean, right now you got 3 Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 videos a week. You got your mods on Mondays, and you do like 2 videos during the week, unless you stopped doing that recently. I checked YouTube this morning. But anyway, it just gets that way now where I guess the creators are going, well, I'm done doing this, this, and this. I don't want to do this anymore, but I don't want to come out and tell the fans that I don't want to do it anymore. I got to come up with some half-assed excuse. Because that's what it seems like to me. I mean, now I've played Contest of Champions. I owned a tablet. I played Contest of Champions. It doesn't take long to just sign in, grab the free crystals, let them pile the hell up, and call it a day. Maybe like once in a blue moon, like off camera, just sit there, relax for a couple hours, and just, sit there and swipe your finger. You don't have to record it. Just do it for your own benefit. Let the shit build up for a couple weeks, then go to town on a crystal opening. But if you're just going to up and quit it because, there's another game I want to play and there's too many other games, find a game that you know you're not getting views on and stop playing that one. Try Rocket League. I think people are getting sick of that. I am sick of it. There's a few other ones. I mean, I know you want to be as big as Markiplier, but it's never going to happen. But there's that. Because then, don't forget, Gerard the Completionist was complaining a few months ago about how everything's changing on his YouTube channel. I could really care less. I stopped watching him. The last video I watched was a recent one when he finally got around to completing Tales of Symphonia. I know how much of a grind that game is because I actually played it. Excuse me a second. Sorry about that. I'm still a little under the weather. But I know how much of a grind it is to complete Tales of Symphonia. But, like I said, Pungent, if you just didn't want to play the game anymore, just come out and tell the fans, hey, I'm not going to play this anymore. I don't feel like playing it anymore. We'll understand. Don't dick the dog around with us and don't make us feel like we're 5-year-olds that you're trying to explain why mommy and daddy are getting a divorce. Just come right out and say, oh, well, I don't want to play this anymore. I'm not, there's not enough time in the day. I have other things I have to do. I don't want to do this anymore. Okay, we'll understand that. Yes, there's some food for thought for you, YouTube creators out there. If you don't want to do something anymore, just tell your fans. We'll understand. Really, we will. All right. Let's see. Q&A time. Yeah, I actually only have 2 questions, though, this week that were asked of me. Like always, they are anonymous, mostly because I am not going to reveal anybody's email addresses, nor am I going to reveal any information about them. These are questions that are asked randomly by people. I know. One of them was, what type of woman am I into? I thought this one was hilarious. That's why I wanted to put this one on this week. What type of woman am I into? Well, as I've said before, my type of woman is just that. My type. If I tell you what it is, it's no longer going to be my type. But I guess if you want me to put it out there, someone that's kind of smart and funny would be a good starting point. Not somebody that's full of themselves and thinking, oh, okay, not arrogant smart. Actually have, like, some intelligence. I don't mean, like, have a master's degree and be correcting me every 5-10 minutes. Then I'll get a little annoyed at that. Oh, I think this is really cool. Or this is really neat. No, honey, you mean you think that this is very enjoyable. That would get on my nerves. If I would have to go with looks, I'd be happy with like a 6 or 7 in the looks department. I mean, I'm interested in people for their personalities. I don't really give a rat's ass what they look like. I mean, they could be horse face ugly. Hey, you got a nice personality. We get along together. Hey, I can make this work. That's fine. I'm not superficial. But yeah, there was that. So that's pretty much it. I mean, I'm not going to pick like blonde brunettes or anything like that. I could care less what the hair color is. So yeah, that's my type of woman right there. And the other question this week was, if I could make any video game in the world, what game would I want to make and why? I'd actually like to make an MMORPG. And for those of you out there that don't know what that means massively multi-online role-player game. Because I like role-playing games. And I always think that people should play together. And it's always fun to beat the crap out of somebody in your party, just use them as cannon fodder. Basically. So yeah, there's that. Why would I want to make that type of game? It's not that... a lot of people would probably say because it's one of the easiest to make. It's really not. Because if you actually sit down and think about it, you have to come up with a server farm. You have to have a lot of data, a lot of context. You got to come up with a lot of designs for characters, for land, for if you want to have weapons in it, attacks, power-ups, items, you name it. It's just something that would bring a lot of people together. Plus, it blends a lot of stuff that I like, because I usually like a lot of video game-based anime series, like Dot Hack, Excel World, Sword Art Online, just to name a few. So, and those are multi-online, those are MMORPGs too. Except for Sword Art Online, that's a VR MMORPG. So yeah, something like that's what I probably want to make. Video game wise, would be a online role playing game for massive multiplayers. I mean, would I want it to be something like StarCraft? No. And I have actually watched playthroughs of StarCraft. The fact to be, I watched the one. I'm trying to think of what the word I'm looking for. Oh, the one tournament for StarCraft. I thought that was really cool. No offense, I knew the Korean guy was going to win. I kind of had that figured out right at the start of the match. I knew which one was going to win, and it was live, and I knew which one was going to win. But yeah, needless to say, I kind of like those type of games. So if I'd had to make a game, probably one like that, or just a regular RPG game, something simple, not borderline that a 5-year-old couldn't figure it out, but something that it's going to take you a few hours / months to trek through. It's not going to be like massively hard. It'd be something decent. Am I talking like something like Tales of Symphonia? Yeah, that'd probably be about the cap of the. Probably be like the cap of the difficulty, but I'd go with somewhere like difficulty wise from like Tales of Symphonia would be the top, and Golden Sun would sort of be the bottom in terms of difficulty. So it'd have like puzzle elements and stuff like that, because that's what makes you test your mind in those games. So it'd be something like that. That's about the type of game I would make. So. All right. So that pretty much does it for this week's episode of the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast. Once again, I want to give another shout out to my coworkers, Caroline Scott, Thaddeus Gills, and Tyler. I cannot pronounce your last name to save my life. And I mean that. I know it starts with a T. It's like Talarino. I can't pronounce it, and I apologize for that. So, Tyler, Tad, and Caroline, co-workers at Five Below, there's a shout-out again. If you have any questions that you'd like to ask me, feel free to email them to acrpodcast@gmail.com. If you'd like to sponsor the podcast, you could send an email to acrpodcast@gmail.com. And if you have any topics or ideas for things that I can improve on the podcast, send those to acrpodcast@gmail.com. Just use a subject line, use topics for topics, suggestions or improvements for things I can do better. Sponsor if you want to sponsor, or question if you have any questions you'd like to ask me, and I'll try to answer them here on the podcast. And a special note, by the way. Excuse me 1 second. I wanted to explain this at the start of the episode, and I just thought about it. And what's funny is I just found my sticky note that had it on as it blew off. Thank you, sticky notes. There will be no podcast next week. The reason for this is because I will be working 4 to 5 days this week, and then I'm helping a friend of mine out, possibly on Saturday. So, or possibly next Saturday, I'm helping a friend of mine out, weather permitting. So, till all that's said and done, I will be exhausted. I will be out on my ass, tired. In fact, I'll probably be, if I end up sitting in front of my computer or my laptop, I'm liable to fall asleep. So there will not be a podcast next week. Unless something changes, I'll let everybody know via Twitter. But as of now, kind of expect there to not be a podcast next week. And there will be a special Christmas podcast on the 24th, and it will be up. I am aiming to have it up on the 25th. And I am not joking on that. I am aiming to have it up on the 25th. Provided nothing bad happens, as in vis-a-vis electricity going out, computers dying or something, I am planning to have it up on the 25th on Christmas Day for everybody to enjoy. So expect no podcast next week. Unless I state otherwise. It all depends on how my week goes and how exhausted I am and whether or not I just pick up a 2-liter on Friday at the 2-liter Dr. Pepper on Friday at the grocery store and freeze that thing for a good 24 hours and chug that right before I do the podcast. That should keep me awake for an hour. chug a 2-liter of Dr. Pepper. That'll keep me awake for an hour. So, yeah, so until next time, I am Andrew Rhodes, your host, the most handsome man ever birthed under the sun, saying goodbye, good luck, good night, and I will catch you next time here on the absolutely, completely random podcast. Bye, everybody, and have a nice weekend.